these are us all, maybe it's madness. I'm begging you, please pick up the call. You're causing me damage. I should've known, wasn't your fault, don't even matter. I wasn't thinking clear, trying to take it there. Scared to lose it all, I won't stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I'm just standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. 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 We've all been here. Before
Hi.
Technical difficulties behind us. It's a gorgeous day outside in Winchester, Virginia, but while the weather may be nice outside, we've got plenty going on inside as Academy Overwatch is prepping for their next game of the regular season, and the world-famous Shenandoah University Varsity Smash Bros. Squad is gearing up to take on Lebanon Valley College in Week 4 of NECC. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Clayton, and I'm joined once again, and as always, by my lovely brother Kevin, and we could not be more excited for what could be one of the most exciting NECC matchups that our Smash Bros. Team has all season long.
This has been such a curveball. It's been a week of curveballs, Chris, because not only are we going to see probably one of the more unique crew battle situations in terms of character diversity for this matchup in particular, but also it's a curveball after NECC. You said world famous, and I was like, man, that would be crazy, and yet it's true. We had a very nice gentleman approach us and say, yeah, I heard about you guys from Europe. I'm sorry, there's a pretty big pond between there and here. That's crazy stuff. But besides all of that, we are talking competition, right? If we want to take a quick look at the schedule side of things, I mean, we've got a great week of competition ahead of us. We did see Rocket League go down 1-3. We also saw the Street Fighter 6 player get waxed by a Rashid player. Don't know who that guy is, but man, he struggled. No, that was a fun match. We will see the rest of those matches later in the week. As for today, Academy Overwatch will be on the side stage, and Smash Bros. Will be on this stream, as well as Tekken going forward. A very eventful Thursday as always, and closing things out with Overwatch on Friday.
Yeah, same old from us here on a Tuesday night, right? We've got the Smash Bros. And Academy of Overwatch. We will be streaming Smash Bros. Here. We'll try to give you updates on the Overwatch match. I also believe that that's being streamed on Tiny Shiny's Twitch channel. So go, hey, drop her a follow. Go support her. She's awesome. She does a lot of things outside of just play Overwatch. So tune in there if you're here for Overwatch, but we will be covering Smash Bros. And on the note of Smash Bros., let's go ahead and talk to one of the players who will be starring here tonight. We've got Kip standing out in the arena preparing for an interview. Ben, take it away.
Thank you so much, Chris and Kevin. I am joined by Kip here. First things first, how are you doing here tonight?
I'm doing great, Ben.
That straight to it, right? You're doing great. Good to hear that you guys are doing great. Now, you had a little bit of off time from competition after we had the unfortunate forfeit on Thursday, unable to play that one due to some weather difficulties. But what is it like kind of staying warm, knowing that you had this long week break from competition going into this one here tonight?
I still feel like we're pretty warmed up because going into Thursday, we didn't know about the unfortunate circumstances that happened. So we were expecting to play a really good team that night. So we all warmed up as much as we could before then. So we still feel relatively warm. We also did a scrim last night as part of our practice time. So we all should be pretty good to go for now.
Oh, that's good to hear that you guys are staying warm, having the scrims, having the practice time that you guys always do. Our Smash team very, very diligent. I don't know. Whatever the word. Diligent. That's the word I'm looking for. Diligent in what you guys do here. But so going into the matchup here tonight, right, there is a very strong Kirby player and there's a very strong Bowser Jr. player as well on the opposite side. You are usually what we see going out first here for the SU squad. What would it be like matching up to either one of those characters, possibly the Kirby coming out here for Lebanon?
I think me going into the Kirby is the best case scenario because I feel like that matchup is really bad for Kirby. And from our research suggests they usually do not send in the Bowser Jr. till much later on. So if I can either take as many stocks as I can before the Bowser Jr. goes out, or if I force out the Bowser Jr., that would also be pretty beneficial for us as well.
And talking specifically about this Bowser Jr., right, a fairly heavy character. There's a lot of heavy characters on this roster as well. What is it like with that specific matchup for you and other members on this team? What is the practice like, the mindset going into that kind of competition?
It's just important to stay to your game plan because even if you can't find that kill right away, it'll come to you with the more options that they'll give you with how desperate they might be to kind of maximize on that max rage, especially with a character like me who kind of struggles to kill a lot of the time. So if I just keep my game plan going, they'll eventually find that opening for me, and I'll just take advantage of it.
Yeah, right on. Well, congratulations for getting a game in here tonight, and good luck for the rest of the evening. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Ben and Kip. It's exciting to hear confidence out of the team, out of the players from themselves. It's also exciting to hear laughter and pretty good times going on behind them because we do have the Academy Overwatch team posted up in their normal stations prepping for their match. So they seem to be in high spirits, and again, we'll let you know whatever you need to know about them. But tonight is a big one for SU and Lebanon Valley College as they are both 3-0 through 3 weeks of NECC. So that brings us to each other, right? So far this season, strong showing both ways, 100% win rate in both series. Neither team has dropped a game, so we've got a serious clash between two titans in this group.
Yeah, and it's going to be a story between this sort of experience-based game plan where a lot of Shenandoah's players have really good knowledge of this game. They've really sunk their time and made sure that they're aware of their respective game plan, as well as a lot of what the opponent has to do, versus from what we're seeing from Lebanon, it's a lot of, not necessarily gimmicks, but a lot more of a knowledge check-based matchup where you need to be very aware, you need to be very active-minded in these sorts of situations. Like, for example, Kirby. If you try to autopilot a Kirby matchup, there are multiple times where you could get caught off of guard and just lose your stock out of the blue, which is sort of weird. You don't always see that a lot, especially at these higher levels of competition, but it should be a fun one to watch for us back here on the desk.
Yeah, anytime we get to watch super high-level Smash, the experience certainly comes out, and that tends to be what can distinguish these two teams. And in terms of experience, these two teams have been competing for a while, and we can take a look back at last season and see where these teams finished in the past. SU finishing 6-2, but as some of us may remember, if you were able to tune in last semester, they dropped their first 2 series of the regular season and went on to go on a 6-0 run and win their Chesapeake region. So, heck of a run out of SU. Lebanon Valley, on the other side of your screen, you may notice, did this what seems to be the same thing without the 2 losses at the start. So 2 incredibly strong teams here, not dropping a single game, mind you, all of last season. These are 2 loaded rosters, and this is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, because we're dealing with a situation, once again, there's so many different ways that this crew battle could go. It's beautiful to see sort of the different play styles that teams come up with in these crew battle situations. I mean, we have our roster, right? We've got Willie, Igloo, Kip, and AJ who just deliver on command all the time. Far Rhombus has been killing it as well. But I mean, there's just so much that you can take away from trying to see a different formula, a different play style, and bring it to this level of success. It's crazy.
Yeah, success and results certainly on display here, and we can take a look at this world-famous roster that I was trying to hype up in the intro here. These are the guys we've come to know and love, all five of them, AJ, Kip, Igloo, Willie, and Far Rhombus, all have cemented themselves into a very special team here, all earning spots in the starting lineup at times, right? This is, as I say every time, a bit of a fluid five. The four on your screen have sort of become the cemented starters. They've just been around the longest. They have the experience that we've been talking about so far, but Far Rhombus, just every matchup finding his way closer and closer to the other guys and coming in at times when the team needs that Jigglypuff option. So you see the boys out there, couldn't be more ready. Igloo with a mask on, fighting a little cold. There seems to be something going around the program, but I don't think it's going to stop these guys from putting on a heck of a performance here tonight.
Yeah, it'll be beautiful stuff here. I'm glad to see that the players are having a little bit of fun, you know, a little bit starstruck seeing themselves on the big screen. I understand that. We've all been there. But with all of that being said, right, it's a big thing going into this match. We want to be aware of sort of which characters we could be seeing. We've already harped on this Kirby. We heard a little bit about the Bowser Jr. from Kip in the pregame interview. There are a couple other characters that have shown up, Terry being one of them. Terry can definitely shake up the Shenandoah roster. It has happened in the past. But you also have that inherent experience with Willie on the team, sort of getting that Terry matchup knowledge, as well as, I believe, a K-Rule is potentially going to make an appearance, and that's exciting. I don't know why I'm so excited, Chris.
I couldn't imagine. For those of you at home who don't know why Kevin's so excited, it's because when Kevin started here as a wee little freshman, however long ago that was, Kevin played on this match team here, and he's a King K. Rool player, so whoever this K-Rool player is that may come in for Lebanon Valley, prepare to be heavily criticized by this guy standing on my left. And not really. I certainly hope you all are able to watch our show and have as much fun as we have. But exciting characters that we were going to see out of both sides, right? I expect our usual lineup out of SU. We might, okay. These are the types of situations where, you said it, knowledge matters, knowledge checks, and little instances of game knowledge are going to have to be on full display. And what does the SU squad have but backups at times, right? Backup characters, secondaries. We might see the Samus make an appearance depending on if Igloo gets a matchup that Yoshi doesn't like. We may see Willie switch between the Terry and the Kazuya, right? Little decisions like these are going to matter a lot, but as we prepare to take on this Lebanon Valley roster, these little decisions are going to be not so little pretty quickly.
Yeah, when it comes to the characters we were describing earlier, we tend to see Willie go for the Terry in situations where people have good air game, or they start their combos with some sort of aerial, which you would think a majority of the cast does, and while yes, that's true, it's interesting to see which players embrace that playstyle and which ones kind of meld it in with a different playstyle, but, you know, use it as needed in a way. When you're dealing with those characters, Willie definitely prefers to match, and Terry has great aerials to get up there and kind of get the opponent out of their way, while still having an amazing grounded game. So I wouldn't be shocked if he wants to make that swap, but we've also seen Willie anti-air with Electric Wind God Fist half a dozen times, which shouldn't be normal, at least in my mind, but like, hey, kudos, because that is a great skill to have.
Yeah, it's this team certainly has a lot of options, and it looks like they're getting into a button check here, so we should be very, very close to kicking off here any minute now. But we talked about the other team's roster a little bit, right? And I'll go ahead and rattle off like I usually do. We've mentioned this Bowser Jr. a couple times. Terry, we might see. Kirby, we might see. Ridley, King K. Rool, and a Bowser Sr., normal Bowser, if you will. So that's what's on the menu for tonight. As SU's got the usual, we're expecting the Falco, Yoshi, Kazuya, Pac-Man, and Jigglypuff probably. So any immediate red flags either direction that are really calling out to you?
To me, heavyweights in the last, I'd say, year and a half have gone through this sort of downward slope where characters like Bowser, who was considered to be the best heavyweight out of the bunch, excluding Kazuya, is like a great character for having that up B out of shield, having that great side B command grab. Like, you can really feel that presence, and he moves relatively quickly. The thing is that people have started picking up on this playstyle. I feel like a lot of people are just getting better at dealing with characters like Bowser, and because of that, we're starting to see that player momentum where like high-level players are sticking with the character. It's kind of been moving away. I'm excited to see what sort of playstyles these players utilize to keep that momentum going, because they've got a lot of combo-heavy characters to be dealing with on the side of SU.
Yeah, certainly combo heavy indeed, and it sounds to me like we are kicking this series off. The opener for SU, tried and true, Kip on the Pac-Man. No real surprises here out of SU just yet, and it will be Bread on the King K. Rool, Kevin, trying to put this Pac-Man down and out early.
I will never forget playing against Kip the first time he was trying to get a tour of Shenandoah University and absolutely waxing my K. Rool. So if you want to see what that sort of matchup is going to look like, it looks a little bit like this. Both players are sort of controlling the space well, but you got to keep an eye on that crown. The boomerang effect has had so many great uses so far in this match alone, but it's that little bit of chip damage that can go a long way. K. Rool caught rolling, though, right into the bell, means that Kip will take the first stock of this crew battle pretty soundly.
Okay, strong start out of Kip. We saw the matchup preference on the left. Kip saying, it's kind of whatever, right? Just another character here, which is interesting to me because, yeah, we do talk about how heavyweights are kind of... what's prime steak? Like fine dining for a character like Pac-Man, but Kip saying, King K. Rool's a little different, and I think you're right. I think it is the ability to control space and sort of fight around that crown, around the neutral B as well. The blunderbuss can really cause issues, so we'll see if that trend continues, but so far with through one stock and now up to 80% on the second one, it's looking pretty good for Kip.
Yeah, look at how K. Rool is using the projectiles to get rid of that fire hydrant setup and trying to prevent Kip from charging the fruits too long. Understandably so, right? The melon is dropped there. Kip needs to restart progress on charging the fruit. But it's when K. Rool starts taking the aggressive approach that we've seen the percentage build up on Bread, and it's really worked against him. The hydrant is thrown forward, the key as well, but nothing too crazy as K. Rool using that armor to really get the damage going as a forward air is able to beat the hydrant and send Kip flying.
Yeah, so that looked to me like Kip did hit the hydrant in K. Rool's direction, and K. Rool hit it back. I think the hydrant was in motion, so Kip getting a taste of his own medicine and catching a hydrant to the face, losing his first stock to start this series. We're back to 11 on 11, but I would be remiss if I did not mention that these 11 stocks don't seem quite even yet, as 180% on this King K. Rool won't quite be enough for death because Pac-Man can't find a kill off those throws, but crossing the 200% mark is this K. Rool.
Yeah, very good tech from the K. Rool. Bouncing off the bottom of the stage means that he will be surviving 225%, sent flying to the other side of the stage. Kip parrying the helicopter, trying to get a little bit more damage. Sour spot back air means that this Croc is going to keep on holding on. We do see an apple thrown out and the hydrant set up. Going for the grab into the hydrant means that this K. Rool will lose this stock, and that 200% lead will lead to that stock.
Yeah, another gorgeous setup out of Kip, and finally that's kind of a weight lifted off of Bread's shoulders now that he doesn't have to worry about such a high percentage and just constantly running for his life. But just as I say that, Kip is able to string together an 100% combo onto this King K. Rool. Kip is absolutely warming up right now and looking dangerous as King K. Rool finds himself on his last stock and very much in kill percentage.
Yeah, it was a very beautiful sequence from Kip to get all of that percentage, but we've seen how long this K. Rool can survive. You need to be very careful with these sorts of situations, but a nice hydrant setup might be enough. No, K. Rool is still a heavy character and will be able to survive using the forward air, getting rid of that melon hitbox. Going for the crown, trying to stick away from what this Pac-Man has to offer while also stopping those fruit setups. We do see the crown comeback do get a little bit more, but K. Rool still holding on at 200.
Yeah, okay, I think that hydrant setup was a new one for me. We watch a lot of Kip here at Shenandoah, and I've seen the first one where he goes for the grab off the ledge and the hydrant finishes him off, but to go for a jab and set up into the hydrant was a new one, but little does it matter as K-Rool survives that one, but not for long. A back air to the face, and Kip takes 3 stocks pretty soundly and still clinging to 2 of his own.
That was a game of spacing through and through. We saw it where K-Rool was just trying to keep his distance, but once feeling the pressure of Kip having those fruit available, usually the Galaga, the Bell, or the Key, it was that moment where K-Rool would try to run forward and try to be the aggressive one, and it didn't work out this time around, but I do think that there was a lot that worked out because of it, as well as we saw where Kip managed to get a sour spot back air on the second stock, and then K-Rool lives to 220. This time around, the sweet spot connects, K-Rool's going down a little earlier, and that's just by nature of your spacing. You gotta be careful with that sort of stuff, because otherwise, people will hold on to those stocks, especially in a crew battle environment, for way too long.
Yeah, and now remind me, from your days back on a competitive Smash Bros. Squad, as a King K-Rool opener, what was your job?
It's to secure as many stocks as you can. You're trying to get rid of that player if you can do it. Obviously, when you open up, someone needs to take 3 stocks by nature of how a crew battle works. If you can take 2 on the losing side, that is your ideal if you're going to go down. In this situation, though, Kip did hold on to 2 stocks, so it's not the best opening matchup to start things off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. King K-Rool, I feel like as a character, has this unique responsibility, especially in a crew battle setting, to just go and sort of cheese stocks, almost. I mean, like, there are certainly cheesier characters, but certainly to go take stocks. So not the start I'm sure Lebanon Valley was hoping for, but it's one they're going to have to deal with and find their way out of. And this is an incredible team. They went 7-0 last season, didn't even drop a set. I'm sure they found themselves in more precarious situations than being down 2 stocks. So, as we load into our second matchup of the night, it will be the fabled Chewy Hobo on the Bowser Jr.
Okay,
Now,
I cannot tell if it's a button check or if this Chewy Hobo player... Okay, it looks like a button check. That makes more sense. We saw, I believe it's been about a week now since Hungrybox won the Melee tournament.
Genesis?
Yeah, and in that series, both players kind of, sit there, stare at each other, waiting. I wouldn't be surprised if that is how that Bowser Jr. wanted to deal with Pac-Man, is just sit back and be like, all right, hey, hide behind your hydrant, see what happens. But it sounds like it has been a Wi-Fi moment. We just want to make sure that everything is connecting good, get that button check going, and so kind of see the flow of things, you know?
Yeah, totally fine. We got baited back here, but that's all right. So this Bowser Jr., we talked a lot about him pregame, and the reason I just talked about him the way I did when we saw him is because this is an interesting decision. This is a PR player in the state of Pennsylvania, a power ranking for those of you at home. This is a phenomenal player, has gotten results both online and in-person tournaments and stuff. So very well-rounded, very strong Bowser Jr., very strong Smash player all around. And what I think I was expecting and what I think the team was expecting and what we tend to see the most, what we have reason to expect, is that players like that tend to be held for the back. So, an interesting decision here out of Lebanon Valley to say, hey, we're not messing around here. Maybe the Pac-Man rattled them a little bit more, or maybe this truly is just a matchup decision that they were trying to get this coming into today. They see the Pac-Man come out and say, all right, fine. I don't know, but one way or another, it creates an interesting situation for Shenandoah.
Yeah, Kip's definitely got a bit of weight behind him with just every performance we have seen. Even just this semester alone, Kip goes in and secures multiple players worth of stocks. It's crazy just how valuable this player is. And so now I'm hoping going forward we can see Kip, command this level of respect where the knowledge is sort of getting around and sending out these anchors early, demanding that, hey, you either have to answer me or your entire crew may just be gone with the wind.
Yeah, and okay, so humor me. Bowser Jr. as a character, what does Bowser Jr. like play style wise look like? Because this is not something that we see very often, as we do take a quick peek at the Overwatch match. I'm not sure if we have a I was going to say I'm not sure if we have a series score, but look at Molly out there, Tiny Shiny, editing her own stream with a gorgeous overlay 0-0. We'll come back to the Bowser Jr. question in a second, but looks like Overwatch is underway, tied in a very, very close match, actually, as I see this is 1-1 on Lijiang Tower. Molly, or Tiny Shiny, on the Tracer, looking for whatever she can. Now, for those of you used to our normal Overwatch streams, you may be used to us switching around POVs and trying to cover as much ground as we can, but with just Tiny Shiny out there streaming, you're going to be getting one heck of a Tracer cam, so hopefully that's good enough for you, but percent's ticking up there. I don't know how much you know about Overwatch, Kev. I'm not the most educated, especially in recent times, but I know how numbers work, and this is a very close scoreboard.
Yeah, we do see Tiny Shiny with the ultimate up, but caught in an awkward spot with that Doomfist. I mean, it's in this sort of spot where you do need to hold on to that point as long as you can, but for now, it's a matter of just sort of getting back into that position. I hope they get that map point, but who knows? Going back to the matchup we saw.
Let's talk about Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr. to me is fascinating because it works in a very similar fashion where you get your first, usually a grab hit or maybe like a falling up air, and then you secure 70%. It's a matter of closing out the stock, and that's why this character tends to do okay in a lot of situations, but I don't know. As we see a very unique interaction there already. The cannonball with the active hitbox on the shield, and then another one as it falls down, getting a great amount of percentage as the low battery pops up, Chris. We got a problem. The controller may die mid-match. What are we doing?
Kip with an issue on his hands. He's going to have to watch out for a dead controller. If we see Kip stop moving out of nowhere, we'll know why. But anyway, all right, I'm sure everything's fine out there in the arena. Chewy Hobo making his appearance, right? A second character out of Lebanon Valley as he now tries to take these two remaining stocks. A good read there by Kip to go chase after the roll. Bowser Jr. with an incredible recovery, right? Insane vertical recovery, to be specific, and does have the side beat to help with the horizontal game as well. But here come these projectiles and the fire hydrant, man, getting launched right back at Kip. I guess that's going to be something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I imagine that cannonball is going to offer a lot of value, and that might be why we aren't seeing Kip go for it nearly as much in this matchup as we do in others, is because this player, Chewy Hobo, is going to get a lot of value, as that up B was very close to entering into drill territory, but Kip holds on for just a little bit longer, as we do see a nice approach from Chewy Hobo going to the other side, and a no-tech zone on the bottom side of the stage means that Kip will lose a stock in exchange for 100 on this B-Junes player.
Yeah, Chewy Hobo walking away with the bell in hand, and it will land a stun, but most non-Pac-Man players are not used to those setups, so smash attack thrown out, it will not connect, and not much to come of it. But yeah, this has been interesting to watch so far. It's a lot of Bowser Jr.'s hitboxes and projectiles and stuff like that have really thrown Pac-Man off his game, right? Kip as a whole losing control of the hydrant, losing the projectiles. It's not the types of interactions that we're used to seeing from this character, and I think it really is starting to pay off for Chewy Hobo.
Yeah, right now it does feel, what in the, there's no way. That is a beautiful setup from Chewy Hobo, going for the bomb drop into the side special to get that secured knockback. That move has really good high base knockback on the spin part of it, so to cancel it while off stage, you're giving up your side B off stage, I believe, but even so, I mean, that's a great setup. Kip died at 70, and we're talking about this character that lives till like 150 most days.
Yeah, that was very impressive, and now we see why this player is ranked in the state of Pennsylvania and why we had heard so much about this player coming into today. Putting on a show so far for Lebanon Valley, able to take 2 stocks and cling to that one that was very high percent, and Kip comes out empty-handed. We're back to a tied series. So, an aggressive decision out of Lebanon Valley, but one that ultimately pays off, and now SU forced to find a response. I do want to give you all an update before we went into that series. We saw a very, very close Lijiang Tower point, and it does look like that went the other way for SU. They did fall on that map, so tough break. But for those of you who were especially invested in that Tracer showcase out of Tiny Shiny, unfortunately it did not work out for them. But, okay, back to Smash Bros. That's the task at hand. What are we thinking? Right, that was a heck of a showing out of Chewy Hobo.
Yeah, it felt like it was a lot of movement and just sort of dancing around the space. I won't say inherently controlling it, because a lot of the aerials that Bowser Jr. needs to use with those aerials, besides up air, just tend to have decent and lag on them. So I think it was the movement and like the idea, the thought of, okay, he's moving around so much. How do I deal with that? Like, what is their game plan going forward with all of those sorts of situations? But you have to understand that at a certain point, you can not, like, you don't have to respect everything that you're seeing. It felt like a little bit was just like, oh, I can't throw down the hydrant because I'll have to deal with a cannonball or something like that, which is fine. Or like the dancing around the platforms with the side B almost in this like infinity symbol, which again makes perfect sense in that moment, but you have to understand when it's too much or when potentially the opponent's sort of autopiloting on that sort of movement. I don't expect to see any sort of player from SU who doesn't like that air game. I wouldn't expect to say Willie to try and answer that because that character was moving around so much. It feels like it would be super deliberate. AJ could potentially get a combo starter just throwing out a stray up tilt by nature of how that player moves. It plays almost like Sonic. You see it with Sonics and Captain Falcons all the time, where they just move faster than the player almost keeps up sometimes, and it can really work the other way. So I don't know. It could be AJ or Igloo. I wouldn't expect Far Rhombus either this time around, just because the character's light and Bowser Jr. had really good control of stopping landings throughout that match.
Well, I mean, we shall see here. Now, you also have to keep in mind, anytime we mention that Igloo may be coming out for SU, that's not just a Yoshi either. That is a Samus, and I do believe that Igloo kind of likes the B-June's Samus matchup. And I'm admittedly not entirely sure why. I think there's like an interaction between the two that heavily favors Samus, but I'm not sure if that's enough to warrant pulling it out right now. But something to keep in mind as we prepare to load into our next series. We might see the reserves come out in a Igloo Samus.
And that makes a lot of sense when it comes to how Samus plays. You have great horizontal control, and while we did see that Morton dashing around in that, yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, that's his name. He's a Morton.
Yeah.
Listen, they're usually either B-Junes or Wendy. I know you're a Lemmy Mario Kart guy, but like,
Amen.
Like, hey, it's an interesting time to see a Morton on screen. But back to this, we did see that a lot of it was dashing around the platform, which feels like it should give pretty good vertical sort of advantage. But if you're able to sort of control that horizontal, Morton has to go down before he jumps, at least a little bit. So you are able to sort of control that space, maybe on the platforms. Psych! There are no platforms. We're playing on FD, Chris, and we get to see the Yoshi.
Yeah, so I wonder if that could be because
Button check
of
moment?
the stage. Yeah, it looks like we may be in a button check, or maybe they're camping each other out.
No, yeah,
Looks
definitely
like
button
another
check.
button check.
All right.
Hey, we're putting on a show for y'all. Okay, no, so this has layers to it. I think that you were onto something. I do think that Igloo likes the Samus matchup into the Bowser Jr., but maybe because Final Destination was left open, right? SU should have had stage pick. And as we learned last week, we know that we like Willie on FD, but by the rules, we would have had to have selected a character. Yeah, wait, I guess now that I think about it, we would have had to have announced a character before the stage was picked.
Right.
So, yeah, maybe we did choose the Yoshi no matter what, and then Igloo opting for the Final Destination because he knew that he wouldn't have the platforms to work with?
That could be. There, if you're going to be swapping from Yoshi to, like, from the Samus to the Yoshi, keep in mind, this is Igloo's main. There must have been something that Igloo saw while watching Kip play that very deliberately was like, I can either take advantage of this, or it looks like that this Bijune's player has the answer to whatever game plan I had ready for my secondary, and is trying to brute force with this Yoshi. Either way could work, but we'll have to see sort of maybe what that sort of call out was from Igloo when we get into game.
Yeah, and so the biggest thing to keep in mind anytime we have a Yoshi on our screen is that Yoshi has that double jump. Yoshi can just jump out of combos that other characters quite simply cannot. So Bowser Jr. is kind of one of those characters in that when he jumps out of his clown car, he's able to combo you in the air, but we don't see much. Hey, we got you again, didn't we? Yoshi is able to jump out of a lot of these combos, but at least in the Pac-Man game, we didn't see many of these aerial combos. It was a lot more of the projectile game, which we'd expect against Pac-Man. Maybe we wouldn't expect against a Yoshi, but that jump is just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and usually I like to think that that double jump helps out a lot with those sort of multi-hit moves, or like something where you throw it out and they kind of linger for a bit. Yes, Yoshi can armor through those hard-hitting hits, but something Igloo was very deliberate about was, if I get hit by a move that's strong enough, I will sit in place for a long period of time. That could lead to me taking even more damage. This time around, we do see us getting into the game. Igloo going immediately, trying to use the egg, but it is armored through the setup on the side B, as, again, both players are kind of taking it slow to start things off.
Yeah, so we see the matchup preference here. Igloo, it's slightly favorable, certainly not neutral for Igloo, so must have liked it if he was willing to put himself, call his own number, and play this matchup out. We're back to even stocks, and on FD, like we saw, an interesting situation here, but a lot of the horizontal game, a lot of this sort of campy playstyle out of Bijune's as we wait for him to approach in that side B and then bail out just like that.
Yeah, it does feel like this has been a kind of an awkward position for Igloo so far. Just sort of not only the approach, but also just even in trying to get Chewy Hobo to walk towards Igloo, it feels like Igloo doesn't have great ways to sort of answer it, as we see the side specials online, trying to deal good amounts of shield damage and potentially cause a setup for later.
Yeah, a lot of the same so far. A lot of these side Bs, that seems to be the Bowser Jr. moveset. But as Igloo is finally able to rack up some damage, 120% of his own, finally kind of starting to catch a rhythm here and sort of establish his own game, as he does catch, oh man, a heck of a read, but will pay for it as the side B hitbox, like you said, has some nice knockback all the way from the far side of the stage, but Igloo responds promptly, wiping both of the first stocks off the board, and we reset 0-0.
Yeah, and we do see Igloo able to use that double jump, get out of that combo with the up airs that so many Bowser Jr. players utilize to the fullest, where you will take upwards of 70% just because they land that one grab or that falling up air. But that double jump coming in clutch to really try and keep the percentages low, as Igloo looks for another explosive opening, as we do see one falling up air, but it won't lead to much this time around.
Again, and this seems extremely repetitive. It's a lot of Bowser Jr. side B into Igloo shield, and then they both jump. And what comes after that has been different every single time. So that seems to be the rhythm game we're playing, right? This is one big guessing game around the Bowser Jr. side B. Here we go, jump around it. What's gonna happen? Who will be able to find the punish? So far, it's been a little bit even both ways, but I will give it to Chewy Hobo finding that extra 30% onto Igloo. But here we go, we're back to exactly what you described. Both players just willing to sit each other out because neither player really has a reason to approach.
Well, not only that, I do believe we are seeing a little bit of latency here, connection issues, and both players, understandably so, are willing to wait it out. It kind of shows a sportsmanship thing, you know, as we do see a little bit more of a connection back, both players trying to test their double jumps, you know, making sure everything's okay.
Yeah, it definitely is a little slow here, so can't fault the players. And like you said, good sportsmanship to wait it out and try to communicate as best you can mid-game. But I don't know, hopefully this will get a little bit better. It doesn't seem to be immediately, but the clock is ticking down. That's certainly a factor. And now both players have grown completely still. So,
I mean, hey, yeah, look at Morton and Yoshi staring lovingly into each other's eyes. Morton not knowing, conflicting emotions as he dashes back and forth, but they're trying to do their best. We did see the timer ticking down for now. If this clock hits 0, which it very well could in this sort of situation, we will see both players end up losing a stock. It'll go down to both of them having one stock, running it back to this stage, and the timer set back up to 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes.
Okay, so now I have to think long term. If we do see something like that happen, I feel like these Chewy Hobo stocks are extremely valuable to Lebanon Valley, because at least from what we could gather before this series started, this seems to really be the heavy hitter on Lebanon Valley. And I'm sure the rest of this roster is very talented, don't get me wrong. We are going to bring you back to the booth here while we wait to sort things out here. But yeah, it certainly seems like this is the heavy hitter. And yeah, like I said, I'm sure the rest of that roster is very talented, but you have to sort of assign a certain amount of intangible value to each one of these stocks, because at the end of the day, one stock is not worth one stock, right? There's certain stocks are a lot harder to get than others. And if Igloo is able to take 2 stocks off of Chewy Hobo confirmed with an opportunity to go back in and take a third, that matters a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Chewy Hobo has definitely shown just how valuable they are as a player beyond just these sorts of even stock situations. We saw an amazing ability to close out 2 stocks. We talk about that bridge player who tries to connect. If you're going to go down in the series, you want to try and even things out and get as much information out of your opponent as possible. Chewy Hobo took 2 stocks against one of Shenandoah's strongest players and still was managed to get a beautiful opening against Igloo where he was having the percent lead.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that first stock certainly looked favorable toward Chewy Hobo, but then Igloo, again, responded promptly and swiftly to even it out. But I would agree with you that in terms of gameplay, like taking the stock count out of it, it certainly looked like Chewy Hobo was a bit more comfortable than Igloo ever got. But then in stock number 2, it felt a little bit more even. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to say as I almost dropped my pen. It does look like we're getting out of that game for now. So we'll let you know whatever we hear. But hopefully we'll be getting back into some actual Smash Bros. Action here soon. But we may have some more technical difficulties on our hands, and we appreciate you all bearing with us throughout whatever's going on out there.
Yeah, a big thing going into this, I assume, is if everything is worked out, I don't know if in the rulings you would play it out from scratch again, where Igloo would have 3 stocks, Morton would have 3 stocks, it would be a back and forth even either way, or if they would try to go back in at 2, because both of them lost 1. And yes, Igloo had more percentage at that point, but you could make the argument for, I got that 30% off of the latency thing. I don't know. There are multiple ways you could approach that. I would be curious to hear if that is the approach that we take, or whoever the head TO is for this league means that, there's a whole bunch of different ways you could approach it. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Well, we are going to try to sort it out as best we can, so we're going to take a quick break here. I apologize that you all have to sit through this as we try to get this sorted. I know this is unfortunately becoming a bit of a regular thing in Shenandoah competition in the last week or so, but we are going to take a quick break. Hopefully this is a short one, and we'll be back as soon as we can with whatever information we can bring.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
wasn't the plan. Don't wanna demand it. I've done what I can. And I never mentioned the times you were rude. And I never mentioned when you hear the truth. Scared to lose it all. I will stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? Got me saying away. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I don't like to leave things unresolved. Maybe it's madness. I'm begging you, please pick up the call. You're causing me damage. I should've known wasn't your fault. Don't even matter. I wasn't thinking clear, trying to take it there. Scared to lose it all. I won't stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me standing in the rain. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I'm just standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure.
Well, we appreciate you all bearing with us for as long as you have. You guys are as loyal as it gets, and unfortunately, I am not here with good news. We will not be playing a match out tonight, at least on stream. Things are still getting resolved between Shenandoah and Lebanon Valley College, but it's taken a little too long. It looks like it will probably be rescheduled, although that is an unofficial sentiment. So we do have Kevin here with me, as always, and he's going to try to walk us through what happened here tonight, why we don't have a matchup on our hands. Kevin, you want to take us through this?
Yeah. So, admittedly, it was starting to take enough time that I started writing out the Fitness Gram Pacer Test monologue. If y'all don't know the Fitness Gram Pacer Test, it's a test that gets progressively faster as it continues. With all of that being said, we're here to talk about the problems with the connection here, because we had Lebanon and Shenandoah, two players trying to connect on their online Wi-Fi, and it seemed like things were going okay for match 1. But then when match 2 happened, that is where everything went surprisingly wrong, and Nintendo stepped in and were like, what if we just destroyed these servers here and caused complete chaos all across the board? Everything's breaking, it's crazy, but we should be okay going forward. We should have the problems resolved, so hopefully everyone can be happy between all sides. It will be beautiful all around, hopefully.
Well put. I mean, that's all I've got. Among the chaos, it certainly seems like things have fallen apart, and while they are in an effort to be resolved, the clock is ticking, and unfortunately it is 9:30 local time here. By the time things get resolved, it will likely be too late. So we are going to wrap up the show here, unfortunately. Be sure to follow this stream wherever you're watching and follow all of our socials so that you can find out if this match is being replayed and when, and stay up to date with this team and all of our other teams so that you don't miss out on any of our esports action here at Shenandoah. But with all that behind us, hey, for Chris Clayton, Kevin Clayton, and all of us here in the production room, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to drop us a follow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might just change their life, and we will see you next time.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
Over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry, so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth, where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.